What's up, fellas?
Man Cave Sundays. Let's do
Come
it.
on, man. We got women up in the club trying to drop it like it's hot. See how his mind is.
Conversation. This is the place where the men gonna let it all out. Be honest, be transparent. Men, leaders, and fathers. As men, we understand the nature of men is to be protected.
Women with Dorito booties.
Why you had to go there?
Dorito. What's a
See,
Dorito?
Jimmy.
See all of the thong.
Well,
Yeah.
It may not have been a thong at first. It may turn into one.
Well, that's where you have a big. That's where you have a big booty. In other words, just we need our women. What we don't need. I'm not going to say that extra bullshit, but we're not going to get into that. I'm just saying.
No. Let's get into it, Jim. You brought it up. Yo, how you doing?
What's up? What's happening for the people?
You got another
Good
Man
week.
Cave Sunday.
Yeah, buddy.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Hey, Boogie.
You already know we in the building, man.
Let's do this.
All right, so let's catch up. By the way, everyone tune in, please share to your page. Thank you for coming to Man Cave Conversations. But before we get started, Eric, what you do over the weekend, man? Since the last time we seen you.
Man, you know, I celebrated, last weekend.
Yeah.
Last weekend, pretty much, I just chilled and whatnot. The weekend before I had a birthday, but last weekend I ain't been doing nothing, man. Just I'm just working on some things, trying to do God's work. Put it that way.
Got you. All right. Houston, what you have going on this past weekend, man? Since the last time we seen you.
Man, just kind of grinding on a few things, getting some business things in order.
Cool.
Relax. Kick back a little bit.
Nothing wrong with that. Church, what you do, man?
Man, actually, I'm building on some new contracts I'm working on with my trucking business as well. Remodeling a few of these properties I got. You already know, man. And another thing, I preached a couple of funerals, which was a blessing. Few folk got saved, so I guess that was the main priority that I had to handle.
Yeah.
We do what we do, man.
That's the stuff right there.
All right.
Good stuff.
Hey, sometimes we got to revive the living. So we need to preach for the living too. That's a whole different topic.
Come on, hey, to be totally honest with you, it's all about resuscitating people that have already been dead and don't realize they dead. Bro. Right. I'm talking about.
Right.
If you really want to know, right? My topic on the funeral that I preached yesterday was speak life over your destiny. And over represents the issues, the problems, the situations, and all the things that we endure throughout life.
Yeah.
Okay. Destiny are the things that will happen in the near future. So you pretty much know how that went. And if you want to know the particular scripture that I chose, it was Isaiah 49, 20, 30, and 31. He gives power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. Even the youth shall be weary and faint. You know what I'm talking about? Come on.
Yeah.
Young men
Hold on.
Hey, hold it.
He's trying to preach. You better stop it.
Hold on. Church now. Church about to come out.
Nah, I'm gonna be easy, man. I'm gonna chill
No, we
out.
love it. No,
I ain't gonna cut up.
Hey,
We
preach.
love it now.
Hey, preach was gonna be like, when you get somebody to pray over the food.
Yeah. But check this out. We got my last man right here, Mr. Jim Savage. How you doing? What you do, man?
Let's see. I'm trying to change my ways, trying to be nice to the people and not trigger. No, I'm not. I'm triggering everybody. That's what I'm doing. I've been triggering people in the weekend, the weekdays, at night, and in the morning.
So basically ain't nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
Trigger him, Lord. Trigger him.
All right. Cool. Check this out. We got a very interesting topic for today. And this topic is what are the major problems in modern dating and relationships? So So, some people can say the women are the problem, some people can say the men are the problem. But what do you guys, from your personal opinion, is that you think the reason we have a lot of problems today in modern society in dating?
Everything.
Everything.
Some of everything. I'm gonna just keep it 100. Some of everything, because to me, what I'm seeing is even when my wife and I, we go out to dinner, we'll sit there. We may have our phone for a minute, then we're gonna put it down. But I see people sitting there with their phones the entire time, talking to other people while they're either on a date or supposed to be just enjoying each other.
Right.
So we don't really communicate now. People, it's a text message or inbox, and that's about it until we can see each other face to face. And then it's like it's either gonna be on and popping, or we moving on to the next thing. Everybody think they're Housewives of Atlanta. They want that lifestyle. Some people.
Yeah.
It's
Go ahead.
It's also the modern time. The pandemic. I was looking up something. It says pandemic dating, and what that is you got all this distance dating online, and and what people are doing, they putting up fake dating profiles, and they not really putting themselves out there. They putting someone who was beautiful. It could be themselves. When you show yourself, that could be a sign of I'm beautiful. But when you start putting pictures of other folks out there, or you trying to highlight this, or not give the whole full picture of yourself, it really creates a false image. And so that's what a lot of people are tackling now. And another thing, it has to do with, it's been a lot of harassment of dating. I think I read a survey. It says that 57% of women and 35% of men have experienced some type of harassment while dating. So it's a lot more harassment now, because you don't know who you're going to meet on the other end once you do meet from online dating.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna say 3 things. It's options, sensitivity, and laziness. That's what's destroying relationships.
Now, when you say sensitivity, what do you mean? In what way?
Half the world is sensitive. Can't even take
Yeah.
They can't even. You can't talk to anybody because they can't. They won't understand because they're feeling too much. You know what I'm saying?
I think that will fall under feelings and emotions.
Well, it's just what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So the option is, like Eric said, the internet and the dating sites and all that stuff. There's so many options to just the social media. There's so many options to pick different people, and you get to, before you even talk to them, you get to find out all about them before you even do it. So it's like, oh, I don't need to be with you. This guy has $1 million over here. Well, I don't need to be with you. It looks like he treats this person great. Or, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I want to be famous like them. Let me get a superstar. And then the sensitivity is, like I said, with communication, you can't communicate with men no more. You can't communicate with women no more because everybody's so fucking soft. They can't take a raised voice. They can't take criticism. They can't take reject. They can't take anything. Everybody's all over the place. You know what I mean? So, and then the laziness is when you do get in a relationship, nobody's willing to work hard enough to keep the relationship. What's the point in doing it if you're not going to work for it?
Facts. Because I think people feel like they got too many options.
I'm going to do this as a mic drop. Bye.
And you guys, I saw an article, I saw this video that said that feminism is killing modern dating. The way women are now, they're joining these organizations, empowering women.
Yeah.
It's all about you, elevating you. And I know a part of them want someone, but it's almost like the person they want to bring you down, and so they can be more superior. And it's like, and I feel like some women right now are the new narcissists. Like what they ask for is like, really? It doesn't really make sense. Most times they ask for something they're really not. and their demands. That's what it is. It's people making demands. The thing is, women don't like demands, but I don't know why they think a man should like it either. So to me, if you don't want this to a person to put that off on you, then why should you give that back to us? That doesn't make sense.
They don't. A lot of times, women don't see that they're treating the man how they don't want to be treated.
Yep.
I get it.
And they really can't see that. All they know is, no, I'm the one that's supposed to be sensitive. So I have feelings. So you need to cater to my feelings. Your feelings supposed to be raw. You supposed to be macho. You should be able to take it. Therefore, you shouldn't have any feelings. Right. So that's how they're treating a lot of times. And I'm not down on women. Please don't get that the wrong way. But you have to do better, women. You have to do better, because my brother just made a point that stop treating men how you don't want to be treated.
Yeah.
Stop treating men how you don't want to be treated. If you really sit back and go through your full day on what you said, how you did it, and things of that nature, you will see that those are things that you don't want to be done to you. As the Bible teaches, do unto others as you have others to do unto you.
Right.
So,
right. And you know what though? It also said that the boss chick mentality is also destroying modern day. Have that mindset, the boss, I'm the boss, we should go back to being self-centered and all about you. The thing is, they don't want a man that's self-centered. I don't know why they think they could be like that. It's weird.
See, here's part of
no sense.
Here's part of the problem. Of course, I'm not even gonna say it, not all women, because we know that. So when somebody make a comment, and say that, we already know that's not the case.
Right.
But there are some people that they feel like when they get to a certain status, they supposed to find a man on that same level, making whatever they're making or more. And they don't realize there's only 2% of men that might be making that. And out of those 2%, 1% of them might not even be interested in you. Right. So you're upset that all the other men aren't what you call on this level, but it's because you're trying to place yourself on a level that's way too high anyway. But they can't see that because they look like you're trying to bring somebody down, and that's not what we're trying to do. You can think highly of yourself, but don't try to put all these expectations on a man because of where you think that you are.
Right. And majority of the time, they're not even that complete. They got the money, they got the look. But I think, for me personally, I'm looking for the most complete person I can find. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. She's not a compromise. She's not to be strong. When you just really one way, ladies, and it's my way, it ain't gonna work. Not with a real dude, it ain't gonna work.
Which is why the divorce rate is so high.
Yeah.
The divorce rate is so high is because it's an easy way out.
Easy way out. Yeah, you're right.
It's an easy way out. It's like if I don't get it, and women, look at the statistics. 70-80% women are getting divorces, not the men.
Right. They're filing for divorce.
One thing we have to understand when we get in a relationship, once you get to the point where you start talking and you get to know one another and you start getting closer and closer, and you realize that, man, we in a relationship. Right. I go, as they say back in the day, hey, you want to go with each other? I go with you. You want to be my girlfriend? You be my boyfriend? Whatever you want to name it.
So like yes or no.
Wait a minute. Hey. Nowadays is we need to talk, or okay, what are we doing?
Are we talking now? Yeah. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Are we talking now? Okay, yeah, I guess. What's the day? Hey, and then they record in a journal. Okay, I need to record this in the book that we start dating on this day.
They got the archives like a book.
Hey, so that this can now become an anniversary.
So a gift is coming.
Yeah. I forgot the subject. I forgot what I was getting to, man. We done got into the conversation.
I got what you're saying.
Well, I've been quiet for a minute, and I would like to say that. Why am I so demanding? Nah.
Boy,
All in the world is so
Cold.
cold.
Oh,
Baby,
that's
I'm
old
just
there.
like my mother.
That's what it is.
She's
That's what
never
it is.
that is
satisfied.
yo, I just thought about that. Yo,
Yeah, that's old school right there.
Nah, but
on
really,
point.
I'm seriously,
That's on point.
if I was a singer, I would have really gave y'all that thing because that would probably answer most of our questions. But I think expectation and consideration.
Right.
You know, because sometimes I feel like in modern day dating, people expectations are too high walking into relationships that they truly don't know the other party. And then when you sit back and you think about it, when you start this modern day dating and the way I see a lot of these people dating out here, what I look at is people don't take consideration for the other party before they make decisions within these relationships or these dating experiences.
Well,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. And they're not going to, because they have this mindset of, I did this, I've got here, and I'm a queen. So,
But it doesn't matter what they've accomplished. See, this is the thing. You
you're
don't
right.
find love based on what a person has.
Right.
You know, like when I look at my wife and our relationship, back in the days, I was a big drug dealer, yeah. But when we got back together and we got involved and we started re-interacting, when I came home, I didn't have anything. She gave me my first $40. And I said, when I get myself together, you ain't gonna ever have to worry about it. And believe me when I
But
tell
she
you,
had to have faith in you. She had to believe in you.
yeah, she had
to really
faith
love
in me, no doubt. But
Man,
one thing
I
I can say, she's
Man, I could've-
always been for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always been teen church before I became church.
Man, I
You know,
should have
That's
gave
not
you.
modern,
Did
but
you-
that's
did
not
you-
modern dating
Did
today.
you hypnotize her?
Hey, I
Huh?
should have gave. I should have gave you
Hey,
$20.
look,
Did you
I
take
didn't.
those
I
pills
ain't
to
supposed to
hypnotize
say it
her?
without
He was like this.
Mathias.
Listen
Hey.
to me.
Hey, before you just did that, church, I was getting ready to say I should have gave you $20. I would have been set for life. But until you start doing that,
I don't have to.
it wasn't the right time to say that. It ain't the right time to say that.
Hey, but church, what you just said is a lot of reason why there's a problem with modern dating is the expectations on both ends. Now for men, I'm gonna look at it like this: women want a whole lot, but we want certain things too,
Right.
and sometimes we want them to backflip, cook, clean, and when we walk through the door, take care of a whole bunch of stuff. Hey, every man would love that.
But let me
But you
keep it
don't-
real with you. That some of the problem is a lot of women have gotten away from that, and that's what really makes a lot of men feel like a man. When
Yeah,
you
no,
can
that's
come
right.
home
Right.
to a nice cooked meal. Like when I come home, like right now, it's Sunday. My wife in there cooking Sunday dinner. The drink
Yes,
comes
church.
to the table to me.
Same
My
thing.
plate comes to the table to me. Where you want it at, babe? It make me feel like a king in my own castle.
Church.
So it makes a man want to do more.
I was about to say
It
that.
makes a man look. You break down when you get out there and you get it in the shopping center or wherever you go. Your lady been cooking you dinner and treating you good, baby. What you want?
That's right. That's right.
You
You're
want
right.
some
Right,
stilettos?
modern women.
Grab 'em.
Right.
But
You
modern
understand what I'm
relationships don't
saying?
wait for
You
that.
want a handbag? You want a clutch, baby? I got you. You understand? Because you've made me feel like a man in the home. You understand? Like right now, even when I be preaching, right?
Church.
After these services and stuff, you would be amazed at how many women and men come to us and say, yo, man, y'all the ultimate couple. She don't even let sweat drip from your head. She wiping your head before you can even move. She
Sure.
handing you a glass of water before you preach. She's giving you a drink. In other words, what she's doing is she catering to my needs and she's also covering me. See, the problem is a lot of relationships, these younger people aren't covering each other, so they're showing no concern or compassion about each other for you to go to the next level. See, you got to be at a position in a place where you can endure some stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
Right.
you got to date
I
more than
almost
2 weeks. That
I
ain't gonna
almost
happen.
spoke in tongue, man. You preaching in James. Almost caught the Holy Ghost.
Hey, look, I'm
if
telling
you
you,
really
I
think
got
about
you.
it,
Before it's all over with, you will be a deacon. Can I get an
No.
amen, somebody?
Hey,
You know what I'm talking about?
I guess he dropped the mic again. I guess. What were you gonna say, Eric?
hey, one thing that we must understand is you don't see a lot is couples holding hands, couples, sitting down with their arms around each other. It's almost like it's when you see couples, and I've been watching that lately. I'll see couples walking, and you see the woman opening their own car door, whatever case may be. Sometimes I see the woman open and the man go in before her, things of that nature. You don't see that a lot now. Another thing I want to mention is when we get into a relationship and you now become partners, a lot of times what we want is now we want to tell the person how to change instead of accepting them just like you did when you accepted them when you got in a relationship. Once you get in a relationship, just like Church just mentioned, his wife did those things. If you position yourself, you will now have somebody do those things for you without you even telling them. Sometimes we too impatient that we don't want to wait till the good to come.
Okay, hold
We
on.
want to. We want to.
Can I
Hold
say
on.
something? Look,
We want to.
like-
Hold on, man. We want to demand sometime for the good to come, and sometimes that pushes the relationship away. So we have to be careful, even ourselves as men and women, when we get into relationship, that we shouldn't be so much a microwave. I want this now, and a lot of women, you are like that where you want things now, and if you don't get it, then you withhold everything from the man, and that's not fair.
Right.
Okay, Terry, before you say that, let me say this. I've always looked at the glass half full, half, empty. Even when you were saying that, sometimes men are the same way. Sometimes men, we're expecting women to do certain things when we're not bringing anything to the table for them to want to do that for you. Now, the reason why I say that, maybe not the guys on this panel, but if you're not halfway working, you stand at your mama's house, and you get a piece of job that you don't keep, because some guys do that. You can't expect the woman to follow you when you're not giving her anything to follow.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
This. When my wife and I got together, I didn't have nothing. Bro.
Church,
All she knew was the drug dealer. I wasn't operating and functioning, even though I was this guy.
Right.
I never presented this person. You understand what I'm saying? But you have to understand, when you get involved with a person, first of all, there has to be some type of potential or quality that you see for you even to open the door for some type of acceptance.
That's exactly what I just said. That's what I was just saying. You got to show something.
You understand? The potential has to be there.
Right.
Let me ask you something. Modern dating, I also think we run across this a lot. This is a problem. A lot of women say they want a relationship with no gender roles. How do y'all feel about that?
That's not going to work.
Can you repeat that, please?
Like a lot of women, like in modern dating, a lot of women want relationship, but no gender roles. Like no particular sex is responsible for certain things. Mm-hmm. It's whatever, So a man might not. The man, she could be cutting the grass, and he babysit the baby.
If that's gonna work for them, it might work, but on average, I don't think that's gonna work.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. To me, a relationship roles is really no such things as roles. And I'm gonna say this, and the reason why I say that is because when you meet someone that compliments you for where you are at. And what happens is what goes on in your house may be different from my house. So the roles may be totally different. In this modern time, I heard a lot of women say, man, I wish my man would be home when I get home. He got this done, he got that done.
That's not true.
whatever fits in that home. But you know, it may be true. Yeah, and to some point, it is true. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's probably that way because of a sense of control.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what? Women like roles only when it works for them.
Right.
It's always something that we supposed to do. If we supposed to pump the gas, we supposed to open the door, we supposed to do this. When they say gender roles, that's really what it's saying. They want you to bend. They want the man to bend because we know good and well a woman ain't out there cutting no grass, and she gonna let you cut the grass.
Nah, that's not true. Let me tell you something.
Well, most
Not
women,
yet.
In this modern day,
Not if you have to. Not if you have
women
to.
love to cut grass nowadays. You got women riding
They
around
won't
cutting
cut the grass.
grass in bikinis now, man.
hey, church, come on,
All
church.
female.
Church, what is the statistic? It's probably 1 in every 1,000.
Nah, I'm talking about. Nah, look, in our community, I just talked to a lady in our community.
Go
Our
into the other
ethnic
community.
background. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Y'all
ain't
know
seen
what
women
gender roles means for women?
What?
They want a man's gender to roll in their favor every single time.
I like that one.
Every
Yeah,
single
I
time.
understand. It's
Perfect
kinda
example.
like-
The perfect
it's
example
kinda
is this. Hold on. Perfect example is this. You can treat them all week. Nice, do anything. Saturday comes and you want to be sometimes. You never spend no time with me.
That's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens.
It's right when they feel something.
Hey, you got to go
when
to
it has
bed
to go in
tonight.
every single time, bro.
Every time.
All of y'all could go try it. It'll all work. It'll work.
Yeah.
You
And
got to
TD
go to bed tonight.
Hey, TD Jakes
I'm
even
not trying
said
to
it.
get you in trouble today, man.
Hey,
I'm not trying to
TD,
get
But look, I
TD
don't understand.
Hold on.
go ahead, Anthony.
Go ahead,
But, you know-
TD Jakes.
TD Jakes even said it. He said women have no clue on how to understand a man.
Yeah.
They have no clue.
Man, I told women exactly what I got, and I disagree.
Yeah, I've had some female friends ask me, what do you think about this? Why do you think he's doing so? I said, he's doing it because of this. He's doing it because of this right here. And she would like, I don't know about that. I'm a man. I'll tell you why he just did that. But you don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense to you, so you won't listen to it.
It's only when it benefits them. But then when you ask for one thing, we don't ask for much at all. We don't ask for much. It's a problem. So that's why I said so fast. It's always about a man's supposed to do this. We hear all this all the time. But I don't never hear men saying, well, women supposed to do it. God don't run around just saying that. We do have in our mind what we have expectations. I think we all do.
Yeah.
Well, like, I'm gonna say this about what Church was saying too. You got to find the right fit. And then there's sometimes it looks like it's a great fit and it still ends up in a divorce. I've seen that.
But honestly, let me tell you this. And a lot of times that happens because sometimes we go into dating scenes and situations like that, and God will be telling us that's not the one. But because they got the banging body, because they look good, because they have the right conversation, we receive in itself and we walk into something because of our desires. It's just like with a marriage. When I'm saying it's just like with dating and getting married. What happens is when you're dating, a person is trying to be everything that you want them to be. So that way you win them, you gain their trust, you gain their respect, you gain or earn their love. And once they feel that they've achieved the goal, they go back to being who they really were in the beginning. It's just like this. When you get married, right? I remember I used to have one of my pet peeves is putting the top on the toothpaste. When my wife and I was dating, she put the top on the toothpaste every day.
You feel me?
After we got married, she stopped putting the top on the toothpaste and the little juice around the top of my toothpaste stick. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that blows me. And that's just a small thing.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But when you're dating, they do the extra. when you walk into the fullness of the relationship, they let their hair down. See, you have to be in a position where you can love on them and make them mindful at the same time.
But you know, though, man.
You said they let their hair. Did you say they let their hair down, or did they take
No,
their
it's
hair
about
off?
grooming and fashioning, Savage. And
Did
you
you say
said
they let their hair down, or do they take their hair off?
Ain't
Oh,
nobody
I'm
listening to
not.
Savage.
Modern
You
day
just
dating.
keep it
I'm
going.
sorry, Savage.
And you know what, though, man? I think now, especially nowadays, whenever people go in relationships, I don't think they're going with the mindset that I'm going to be the best husband or best wife I can be. No limits. Just be that. I'm going to be everything that person needs for me to be. And I think if both people did that, it makes it out to be a good situation.
Well, when you use the word modern and dating right now, it's none of the stuff we just talked about. They're trying to find someone that has got the loot and the money so they can go enjoy it. I'm talking about modern dating. They're trying to find someone that's already got it. What church went through, a lot of people can't get that. Not on a serious level.
Right.
They may go and date someone like church. If something had happened in his life, they were like, yo, he's cool, he's dating. But they're not going to take it serious unless they see that he has, like you said, y'all came
Check
back.
it out. Honestly,
Yeah.
me and my wife dated on and off for 10 years before we
go.
got married, right? Check it out. The whole 10 years I sold drugs. She never knew I grew up in church. She never knew I ushered in the church. She never knew I sung in the choir. They never knew anything about my relationship with God. All they knew was the drug dealer. Her family, all the people that I interacted with, that was all they knew about me.
So you in the
But I was still pretty savvy and smooth when I was living that lifestyle and I was doing those things. You must understand that too, because I've always been a norm acting guy.
Is that the norm? What you did?
What you mean?
I mean, as far as the guys out here, a lot of guys did the whole drug deal, changed their life, and date somebody for 10 years. They don't end up where you are on average.
On average, I can't really say that, because I'm gonna tell you now, believe it or not, it might not seem like it. It's a lot of lasting relationships in that world, and people tend not to really think about that. People in our world, in the real world, we're not really looking at statistics in those areas. You don't even hear people speaking or quoting from the perspective of statistics in those type of lifestyles. You see what I'm saying? But I know a lot of relationships. I just preached the guy's funeral last week. The couple never got married, but they dated for over 30 years and had 2 kids together.
Right.
Oh, I know. It seems strange, don't it? And they done very well. And guess what? She was by his side till he died. The guy died at 53 years old.
People to date more than 2 months right now.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh yes, honey.
Do y'all know what the biggest thing that really ruins relationships is, and people don't even realize it? It's going into a relationship still not healed from your last one.
Oh, that's a big.
That's one of the biggest ones that's going on now. That people just rush into relationships and they just got out of one and not really realizing why they even got out of that one.
I just recorded something, but I haven't posted it yet. It's right around that same thing. Anytime you go ahead, Anthony.
Let me say this too, man. In today's time, everything is pretty rushed. We're moving fast, get things at a lot faster pace. So we want the relationships to go the same way. The thing is, we owe it to ourselves, everyone do, to thoroughly check out everyone, details. I'm telling you right now, when you think that you just searching for a dude with money, that is some details. That's because he got there now. We don't understand how men work. And sometimes when men get it, they understand that that's a trap they can use. So you really have to know the details about it. You owe it to yourself to learn every single thing about that person if you really try to get serious with them. Ask them questions about their background, relationship with their kids, the mom, the dad. Have they ever been like? You got to ask a lot of stuff. And only you can really find the truth, get that man to talking. Get him comfortable. The more comfortable he is with you, then he think you're not judgmental, he'll start coming out because he think that you his friend. But you owe it to yourself to get to know everything about that person, all the details before you make a decision.
So when you make that decision, if you find out some things that you don't like, Do you need to push them to the side, or you just need to keep that in mind that, okay, I need to look at this?
I wait. I mean, I just waited. I just learned. I just sit back and just look at the situation. I don't rush. If
Church,
it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out.
Let me say this. Okay, Church. I'm gonna use you as an example. Okay, what Church told us about, his lifestyle in the past. Let's flip that from Church to you met a girl that, hey, she went through some stuff, and she tell you, hey, I used to do this, that, and the other. And she tell you that, hey, I got 40 bodies. I got 50 bodies on me because I've done a whole lot of stuff in my lifetime. Could you get past that?
Let me be honest with you. This is the thing. I feel like sometimes as people, we miss out on good people because we're not willing to give a second chance.
No doubt.
Understand where I'm coming from. I believe this. You should have a level of discernment where, regardless of this new age stuff, we weren't raised and born in this age, bro.
Right.
So there's certain things we should be able to see in this generation. We should be able to see manipulative characteristics. We should be able to see personal agenda when we go out on a date and eat a meal. Just by the way they looking, or just by the way they eating, or just by their persona and their swag.
But you know, the church, I think a lot of women miss that because they're so busy trying to figure out how he's treating them that they don't even know who he is.
Yeah.
All he got to do is just do certain things.
You got to be able to dissect and see authenticity,
right?
Versus a manipulation move. I put it like that because people can be so manipulative and have so many manipulative characteristics, and they've been doing it for so long. It can look good, but you're supposed to be able to spot that from a mile away because of what's going on in this day and time. See, we were taught and groomed for this. Our generations, we come from that era.
Right, man, but it's bad whenever we're acting this way, though. That's the worst part. It's bad whenever we know how the old school way is supposed to go and where we come from, and we act in the ways of like the kids that's like 17, 18. It's amazing.
See, one thing that we have to know before we find out if someone's good in the bed, we have to find out if they're good in their head and their heart.
Oh, I like that, Eric.
Yeah.
So
it ain't all about the bedroom, baby. It ain't even all like that's a small thing as opposed to happiness. Because you have to understand when you're thinking about time, because I keep telling y'all, like right now, you got to realize the older you get, that boy he ain't jumping up, going out there, boom, 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 like he was when you was 18, like he was when you was 20. So you got to keep that in mind that every day God allows you to live is another day you growing to get older. And within growing to get older, within going on in life, you got to learn to not only preserve the relationship and the conversation and build the relationship to the perspective of, hey, I got a lifetime with this lady. I'm pursuing happiness with this lady from till the end. You understand what I'm saying? Do y'all understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah,
I get it. But
it's a difference. It's
I'm
a major difference. Like right now, my wife and I, we love on each other, bro. I'm talking about like we go to dinner.
You as an example. They need to learn. They need to learn from you.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Y'all, we are at the end of the day. We gotta go and cut it. We're at the end of the day. But anyway,
there was some good questions up there too, man, today, and we didn't even get.
It was a lot of them.
Yeah, I see. Grunt and Sanaa, they having conversation by themselves.
Yeah, they going back and forth about it. They got their own thing going on.
We're gonna have to learn how to have a little bit longer conversation just to answer the question and help people.
We could have had an hour today since the women didn't do this.
Church.
Yeah.
You're right on point. But the modern people just don't see that. They got to see that.
Yeah. So, y'all, we're gonna bring it to the end. And we see you guys next week, Man Cave Sunday. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hit the like button and go ahead and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week. Hey, y'all, it was fun. It was fun, y'all.
Hey, no doubt. Enjoy.
Definitely, I really enjoyed y'all guys, man. I'm sorry I ain't have my drink to take a drink with y'all tonight or whatever, but guess what? We'll get one next week.
That's right. You brought the knowledge. You brought the knowledge. You good.
You know, my wife, she done touched up on that women perspective. I usually could hold my hand up and it be on the way. I don't know.
8 o'clock.
She leaving the top off first, with the top then she ain't got to drink.
8 o'clock.
Look, though. This is the beautiful thing, though, right? Let me tell you something, right? She's talking to the lady on the women's perspectives, and she was like, yo, I was so excited about the show, I forgot to fix my husband's plate. You see, that's real. You understand? Like, I didn't even bring his drink, so I know I'm winning.
All right, lady Navarre.
It's stuff that you can learn, man.
It's true. It's true. All right, you guys. See y'all next week. It was fun.
Yeah, buddy.
I enjoyed y'all, man.
Enjoy your trip.
Peace.